Hi friends, in this video we will discuss about the reproductive system. It means the ability to produce is one of the properties distinguish living from the non-living matter. The more primitive the animal, the simpler the process of reproduction. In mammals, including the human, the process is one of the sexual reproduction in which the male and female organ are differentiated anatomically and physiologically, and the new individual develop from the fusion of two different sex cells, that is gametes. The male gametes called spermatozoa and the female gametes are called ova. First of all, we will see the female reproductive system. The parts of female reproductive systems are external genitalia and the internal genitalia. The external genitalia means the vulva, and the internal genitalia include vagina, uterus, uterine tube, ovaries, and the reproductive cycle, and the menopause and breast. Then the functions of female reproductive system are formation of ova, reception of spermatozoa, provision of suitable environments for the fertilization and the fetal development. Then the pasteurization, that is childbirth. Then lactation, the production of breast milk which provide complete nourishment for the baby in the early life. Then the external genitalia, that is vulva. The external genitalia are known collectively as the vulva and consist of the uh, labia majora and the labia minora, and the clitoris, the vaginal orifice, the vestibule, the hygiene, and the vestibular glands, that is Bartholin's glands. Then labia majora. The labia majora are the two large folds forming the boundary of the vulva. They are composed of skin, fibrous tissue, and the fat, and they contain the large number of sebaceous and the eccrine sweat glands. Labia majora or the Gratan lips are the part around the vagina containing two glands. The puberty and hair grows on the mons pubis and on the lateral surface of the labia majora. Then we see the labia minora. These are two smaller folds of the skin between the labia majora containing the numerous sebaceous and the eccrine sweat gland. Then clitoris. The clitoris corresponds to the penis in the male and contain the sensory nerve endings and erectile tissue. The clitoris is a small pea-shaped structure. It plays an important part in the sexual excitement in females. Then vestibular glands. The vestibular glands are situated on each side near the vaginal opening. They are about the size of small pea and their ducts open into the vestibular immediately located to the attachment of the hymen. They secrete the mucus that keeps the vulva moist. Then the internal genitalia. Internal genitalia include the vagina, uterus, two uterine tubes, and the two ovaries. First, we see the vagina. It is a fibromuscular tube lined with the stratified squamous epithelium. The vaginal wall has a three layers: outer covering of the areolar tissue, middle layer of smooth muscle, and inner lining of the stratified squamous epithelium that form the ridges. It has a no secretory gland, but the surface is kept moist by the cervical secretions. The vagina acts as the receptor for the penis during the sexual intercourse, and they provide an elastic passageway through which the baby passes during the childbirth. Then uterus, it is follomuscular pear-shaped organ, is located anteroposteriorly in the pelvic cavity. It is lies in the pelvic cavity between the urinary bladder and the rectum. It is about 7.5 centimeter long, 5 centimeter wide, and its walls are about 2.5 centimeter thick. It weighs between 30 and 40 grams. The part of uterus are it has a three part, that is fundus, body, and the cervix, and the layers of uterus are perimetrium, myometrium, and the endometrium. Then uterine tube. The uterine tube or the fallopian tube are about 10 centimeter long, extended from the side of the uterus between the body and the fundus. Then the ovaries. Ovaries are the female glands or the gland producing sex hormones, and the ova, and they lie in shallow fossils on the lateral wall of the pelvis. They are 22 2.5 to 3.5 centimeter long, 2 centimeter wide, and 1 centimeter thick. The functions of ovaries are the ovary is the organ in which the female gametes are stored and develop prior to ovulation. Their maturation is controlled by the hypothalamus and anterior pituitary glands. Then the breast. The breast or mammary glands are accessory glands of the female reproductive system. They exist also in the male, but in only a rudimentary form. The mammary glands or the breast consist of varying amount of glandular tissue responsible for the milks. Then we will discuss about the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system consists of scrotum, testis, seminal vesicle, ejaculatory ducts, prostate gland, and the urethra, penis, and ejaculation. The functions of male reproductive systems are production, maturation, and the storage of spermatozoa, then the delivery of spermatozoa in a semen into the female reproductive tract. First, scrotum. The scrotum is a pouch of pigmented skin, fibrous and connective tissue, and the smooth muscles. It is divided into two compartments, each of which contain one testis, one epididymis, and the testicular end of a spermatic cord. Then testes. These are the male reproductive glands and are the equivalent of the ovaries in the female. They are about 4 to 5 centimeter long, 2.5 centimeter wide, and 3 centimeter thick. And the testes are suspended in the scrotum by the spermatic cords. They are surrounded by three layers of the tissue, that is tunica vaginalis, tunica albuginea, and tunica vasculosa. In each testis are 200 to 300 lobules, and within each lobule are 1 to 4 convoluted lobes of a geminal epithelial cells called seminiferous tubules. Between the tubules are group of interstitial cells that secrete the hormone testosterone after puberty. The functions of testes are include spermatozoa or sperms are produced in the seminiferous tubule of the testes. Then spermatic cords. Spermatic cords are the suspended the test in the scrotum. Each cord contains the testicular artery and testicular veins and lymphatics. The seminal vesicle. It has 5 centimeter long that join with the different duct to the form common ejaculatory duct. The function of seminal vesicles are the seminal vesicle contract and expel their stored content seminal fluid during the ejaculation. The seminal fluid which form the 60% of the volume of the sperm. Then the ejaculatory ducts. The ejaculatory ducts are two tubes about 2 centimeter long, each formed by the union of the duct from the seminal vesicle and the different ducts. The passes through the prostate gland and join the prostate urethra carrying seminal fluid and spermatozoa to the urethra. Then prostate gland. The gland weighs about 8 grams in the youth and but progressively enlarged with the age and is likely to weigh about 40 grams by the age of 50. The function of prostate gland include the prostate gland is the gland secrete a thin milky fluid that make about 30% of the volume of the semen and gives its milky appearance. It contains a clotting enzyme which thickens the semen in the vagina and increasing the likelihood of the semen being retained close to the cervix. Then the urethra. Urethra has 19 to 20 centimeter long prostatic urethra. It has a membranous urethra and two sphincters. 100 million of spermatozoa per ml. If not ejaculated, sperm gradually lose their fertility after the several months and the reabsorbed by the epididymis.